Hi, welcome back. It is, I've got to check, Thursday. Today's book is Concrete Chips. Now, Concrete Chips is a bit of a weird one. Originally, this was the original cover. So this was published by a company called the Hodder. There you go. See, memory's going. And I absolutely love the cover. I think it's amazing. There were 4 of these. This is Concrete Chips. This was the second one, sold as seen. Okay, and each book is narrated by sort of individual characters. Okay, so you've got Grace here. Grace narrates Concrete Chips. This is Dean, and Dean narrates Sold as Seen, and there were 2 more. So 4 friends, they get into trouble. They're school set stories. I used to have a program when I was a kid called Grain Chill, and these are basically my sort of version of those. I had a lot of fun doing them. They came out many years ago, 2003, 2004, and they basically fell out of print. What that means is that they don't print anymore, and they books sort of disappear. But another company read them, loved them, and reissued them. So I'm not sure whether you've got this version as Concrete Chips or whether you're seeing this. This is Trouble. Trouble, again, there's Dean, there's Grace. Brand new covers. I love these covers just as much. Probably not quite as much as I love these. I absolutely adore these covers, but they are fantastic covers nonetheless. And so both stories were put into this. So you've got Concrete Chips and Sold as Seen, and the sort of header title is Trouble. A lot of fun. Again, like yesterday's stories, the Soccer Squad stories, and a lot of my older stuff. As you get older, you'll find a lot more of it, all set in Leicester. Even if I don't mention Leicester, all very real. Now, that was yesterday. We were talking about that yesterday. Today I said we're going to expand on that. What we're talking about for today is very simple. It's about devices. Now, this is not grammatical. We're not talking about grammatical devices. This isn't a grammar lesson or a literacy lesson. It's about how you tell stories. And stories are relatively easy to understand if you take the time to learn how to write them, as I did, and you kind of write them regularly, or you edit, and I do all of those things. I also teach creative writing, so it's very basic what I'm going to talk to you about. I don't really have any, it's not like I did a load of training to teach creative writing. It's just what I do for a living, so I show people what I do. And there is a really clever way of taking the ordinary world around you and turning it into something else. I've done a little presentation, a little PowerPoint for your teacher. I don't know if we can get that on the video. We probably can. You probably see bits of it, but you'll definitely see that. It's very simple. I want you to imagine, okay, a world without Lord of the Rings. Now, I'm a massive fan of Lord of the Rings. We'll take Frodo, but we'll take away the ring. And the minute you take away the ring, Frodo doesn't have a reason to be. He doesn't have a reason to exist as part of the plot. He has no quest. So if this is our story arc, okay, he has no reason to walk along it because there's no ring. And if there's no ring, what's he going to do? Also, The Secret Garden, you know, another famous children's story. Imagine the story, The Secret Garden, but it was actually, I don't know, Joe Bloggs' garden. There's no secret garden. There's no story. There are loads of these. You know, 2 of my favorites that I think make it really clear are C.S. Lewis's Narnia stories. So the first one is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Now, the 3 most important plot devices or plot parts or characters are actually in the title. You've got Aslan, the lion, you've got the witch, and then you've got the wardrobe. And the wardrobe's the most important, because without the wardrobe as a device, Lucy would never enter Narnia, and there'd be no other stories. There'd be no adventure. There'd be no Aslan. There'd be no witch. There'd be no anything. The wardrobe is a device. It allows Lucy and then her brothers and sisters to enter Narnia, for us as readers to experience that with them. No wardrobe, no series. And then there's Doctor Who. Imagine Doctor Who without a TARDIS. No time travel, so no TARDIS, no time travel. Doctor Who becomes this kind of weird human being that just wanders around, you know, with a little sonic screwdriver. And I'd be gutted. I'm, you know, a big fan of the Narnia stories and also Doctor Who and also Lord of the Rings. These are all stories that use devices that allow us to do something very special. Now, I'm going to explain it even more simply. And I want you to have a think about this. Because what happens is a device does something clever. It adds extra. So have a think about the word, we'll get it up on screen now, ordinary, and add extra. What do you get? You get extraordinary. And for the stories that are fantasies, ghost stories, horror stories, whatever, doesn't really matter. You don't really want to concentrate just on the ordinary. You need to add the extra to create extraordinary. Simple, straightforward, and that's what we want you to do today. I want you to take the setting you're in, the classroom you're in, and I want you to use something in the classroom as a device to take you from where you are right now. And I don't need to know what day it is. I don't need a title. I don't need any of that stuff. Just start with your device. So pick something in the room. You can't use a clock because they're too easy. And you cannot use, actually, no, you can use anything else. I'm being mean, right? So you just can't use a clock. And what I want you to do is I want you to look around the room, think of something that could be used as a device that will take you from your ordinary world, your ordinary existence, somehow magically, fantastically, doesn't really matter, into an extraordinary situational world, okay? And all I want you to do is, again, simple. Think of it not as an entire story, but as a chapter. So one chapter where you are doing your thing, everyday thing, and then something happens with a device around you in your real world, in your case, in your classroom, that then takes you to somewhere extraordinary, and describe how the device begins to change, what it does, how it takes you to the extraordinary world, and then give us a description of the extraordinary world. I know my little girl who's 7, we'd get Unicorn World, or we'd get, I don't know, Mermaid World or Candy World. Sadly, she's into all three of those things. I tried to make her a massive Liverpool FC fan and a Bob Marley and a reggae fan, but the unicorns have reared their horns. It's quite a weird one. I don't really mind what you do. It's not about that. It's just practice. It's about seeing if you can take the ordinary, add the extra, and make it extraordinary. Kind of simple, kind of straightforward, very imaginative. Have a bit of fun with it. Getting towards the end of the week. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about my latest book, Mahind's War, but we'll get to that in the video tomorrow. Whatever you do today, have fun, and I'll see you tomorrow.